Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching that break. We're back, and do we have another game lined up yet, or no?
Nope.
Okay, so we'll be waiting a moment or two. This gives us time to do that big list of shoutouts for all that very lovely support, guys. But if you want to see the brackets yourselves, type !brackets in chat. You get to see the Olimoleague brackets yourselves. And why is everything... One sec, where's the sounds? I just have it low because I didn't want you to hear it. Okay, cool, that works. Anyways, I was hoping to buy some time to open Twitch alerts to make this a bit of a smoother transition. So far, not so good.
No, well, I have it open, so.
Okay, then you do the sub shoutouts.
Well.
Trying to save you the trouble because you're sick, but.
Nah, whatever. I'm not running out of air in my lungs or anything. They get a Bronze Saint SC2 for 18 months. Mextly 42 for the 9 months. Nice username for the 19 months. Just copy pasted the pop-up alert. Hooray, Late Bitch TV, it's your 19-month anniversary. Krugerson for 40 months, growing old base trade. Finalius, 37 months. Laser SCQ, 32 months. HD supply drop. And Rasbril, 20 months. Rasp is here. Finalis is also a tier 3 sub, so that's pretty cool.
Woo!
Yeah. That just about does it.
I don't care how dumb this looks on stream. Deal with it, guys. I got a sock on my ear. Okay, so thank you everybody for your support. It is greatly appreciated through these trying times. But yeah, the other matchups that are looking pretty good to come up. I mean, obviously there's Neeb on the bracket. Always look forward to seeing some Neeb. Alive versus Neeb specifically would be really dope. I thought there was a laser for a moment, but there's a Protoss named Elise.
Yeah, I also was like, did Elise just spell his name wrong?
You know, I feel really bad about saying this, right? So like Zest versus Ryung's playing, and then I'm sure that's like a really good match and all that. I'm not on the Zest hype train this year. I just haven't been. Even though he did well in Toronto, like his Korean performance has been kind of bleh.
No. GameLand was not that good, amazing, but I will say that I am on the Zest hype train the last 2 weeks. He's been doing a lot better, showing really good games.
Right, and that's kind of what I was segueing into, because part of it was also showing at StarCraft Kings wasn't super phenomenal either, but it's like this is better than the Zest we've seen up to this point in the year. Yeah. It's like the first half of the year he was just kind of like taking it casual, you know, strolling through the park. Now he's back to training and like running type thing.
Yeah, I mean, he took out Innovation in a pretty solid game. It wasn't like Innovation just rolled over. And then he also, like, you know, just a couple hours ago took out Innovation again, and that was pretty good. So I think he did. A little wonky, but I'm pretty sure he did. So I'm on the Zest hype train. I think he could go far in the Olimoleague. I think 4 months ago I give Ryung that perhaps, but yeah, 2-1 now. So I would give Zest all the way up to maybe even the finals. He's gonna face a winner versus creator versus NaTuRaL. I think he takes that, and then maybe. I'm actually not sure he would face the semis because Neeb hasn't been performing that great in online cups, and neither is Alive, so it might be Impact.
Well, Zest and NaTuRaL, the next one's in queue, and I guess the game will probably be hopping into here. NaTuRaL, many of you probably don't recognize that name too well, as he is one of those sort of like on the cusp of being a known Korean player, but kind of just for us, he's like the regular Olimoleaguer, so a lot of dedicated fans will recognize that name. What I find really interesting though is he just 2-1 Creator, who Creator, granted, not the phenomenal Protoss of craziness that we've seen in the past, but still good. So the fact that he took out Creator bodes well for this series versus Zest. Zest, who also went 2-1 versus Ryung, didn't exactly clean sweep a Terran player either.
No. Ryung got something in there that threw him off. Maybe NaTuRaL can too, but I think in the last again, like yeah, I think it was yesterday. Zest was able to take out NaTuRaL pretty easily.
Okay, so everyone's obsessing over the sock on the ear. I have some problems with my ears, guys, and right now it's bleeding a little bit, and I don't want to get blood on the headset, so the sock is my gap. Normally I just put like a piece of tissue in there or something, but I couldn't find any. It's in the kitchen. I don't want to go all the way to the kitchen. It's all the way over there. Although I feel like if I had 2 socks, I could pull off like a dog cosplay. Woof, woof.
You. Maybe.
Yeah. Also, if you guys didn't see, I've been... Oh, man, I'm so fucking tired for right now. And a large part of that's because I put the grind in last night, guys. I don't know what it was. I felt like that... At the time I should have been going to sleep to appropriately be rested well for this cast today, I got this spark of motivation to do map intro stuff. And I knocked out quite a few of them yesterday. Really happy about it. But I feel like I wasted so much time doing the Acolyte one. Because there's no way I'm going to keep that for a map intro. Aside from like play it once in a while for a silly version. Did you see it yet, by the way? Okay. I'm going to... If you want to go open it, I'm going to play it on stream. Because we got a few minutes to wait here. I'm going to make a new scene for it, guys. One sec. Can't see our faces. Deal with it for just uno momento. But yeah, I did one of those like blank as an anime intro for Acolyte. So here, enjoy.
No.
You know, in writing prompts, it's like really lazy for them to be like one thing led to another and like skip the whole detail. That literally happened though. I actually can't remember what made me go from point A to point B on this one because I started off looking for like copyright clear royalty free synthwave music and somehow it's like an hour later I'm like, I made an anime intro.
Yes, you did. I mean, that's about what I would think when I think of an anime intro. So it's pretty perfect.
All right, guys. I do have other ones made. We finished Catalina. I'm really happy. Well, Catalina I'm like so happy with, but I'm really happy with the way Mech Depot turned out. And I'll probably try and get the other ones cranked out sooner here rather than later. But no map intros for today until they're all done. So that being said, we're hopping into game number 1 of a brand new best of 3. This is, of course, going to be the round of 8 for the Olimoleague. Quick shout outs to Olimoleague, creator of the tournament. You can check out her Patreon over at patreon.com/Olimoleague if you want to get involved. Because this tournament happens week to week thanks to the fans. Let's spawn here on the lower right. He is a barcode. He's the Red Terran, NaTuRaL.
In the top left has the pink Protoss. He's Zest.
Which, again, for me, this is going to be a really interesting game. I think Zest is on the upswing. Like, if you're like, if players are stock, Zest is on the rise. Buy, right? Invest in that because it's going to be worth something in like 2 or 3 months. But I don't feel like he's there just yet. NaTuRaL, same sort of deal for me. Like, it's a much slower rise, but he's been gradually getting better and better as time goes on.
If I knew anything about stocks, I would try and compare, but I really don't. So I'm just gonna say that
like
NaTuRaL.
That Arrested Development guy who's like, sell. I'm upgrading them to a don't buy.
I mean, he's not just a Arrested Development guy, right? He's actually a Money Madness or whatever.
Wait,
it is.
That's a real thing? I thought that was
Mad
just for
Money?
Arrested Development.
No, I thought it was. It's like it's been referenced in other TV shows. So unless it was like something that's just a recurring joke, I could have sworn it was a real thing. Anyways,
okay,
I know what you're talking about. But yeah, exactly. Like buy, sell. So NaTuRaL is like, wait, like it's still. I don't know if you really want to buy that much. Maybe take a little chance on him. But Zest is a much safer buy right now because he has been doing very well in these past 2 weeks alone. There's no more individual leagues to do well for him though.
Yo,
like he cannot do any better in individual leagues because he's already lost in them. It's all online cups from here.
I really love this idea where like we're trying to describe a player and where they're at right now, and it is like buy or sell. Like, not to say that they are good versus bad. It's just like, well, he's not winning a lot lately, so I wouldn't buy. You know.
I mean, it's you know, putting them down in numbers, a little demeaning, but.
But they're robots, so they're used to numbers, right? Korean joke.
Oh boy. Well, the Proxy Stargate is off of 2 base. It's really not super cheesy. Zest certainly can throw this in and do okay with it. But more often, if he does try and go like super hard on the cheese, like play hero style, he kind of fails. So I prefer these like pseudo aggressions.
Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be full-blown hero here where you're just going like super mental oracles and stuff, but one big thing for NaTuRaL was he got a pretty good scout, but not a great scout. So unfortunately didn't get to the back of the base, didn't confirm second pylon placement, and he can guess, maybe he's gonna blind counter and just assume like, hey, there's an oracle because it's Protoss, but he has no actual information saying that this is proxied.
Yeah, and Zest can play 2 base Colossus. It says it's just like kind of the other way to play, so he can do that too. And it, well, fortunately the depths come in here and there's no Widow Mine helping out, then this is, yeah, it can definitely get very bad very quickly. He sees only 1 Widow Mine, he's not sure what the other one is.
You know,
he knows.
This attack, the fact that it just stopped 2 mules from doing anything for majority of their lifespan. Oh god, and he lets us in the main.
That was bad.
Yeah, if that Vikings here and it lands, it can help deal with this, right? And the SUVs are helping a little bit, I guess. But this is so much damage done by Zest. Like, this is actually kind of crazy to me.
It's way too much, considering that everything is still alive. It's like pretty bad too. He was not allowed out of the base, but that just, you know, he's gonna run around as long as possible still. The Viking is still landed, so an Oracle could swoop back in, even with low health, and maybe do enough damage to be warranted. But he's got to figure the Widow Mine is repositioned in the mineral line, so he is not trying to get those SCVs.
Middle mouse button, my friend. Where have you been my whole life? I wish this didn't bother me as much as it did. And I know, like, most people watching don't even notice unless I bring it up. I just can't deal with it.
Stalker's warped in, a bit unorthodox, as Zest is also expanding back at home, but he sees an opportunity.
You know, what's really interesting is Vikings really are his best friend here. The Widow Mines could actually potentially be what is the anti-air, and the Vikings will do a good amount of damage back to these Stalkers, and they've got the range where the Marines don't. So as we see here, the Vikings landing on the ground are actually trading out so well versus the Stalkers. The Oracles are still a gigantic threat, but that's, again, where the Widow Mines come in. Oh, but nothing over here. Oh, this production SCVs too.
Well, he was so worried about safeguarding the NaTuRaL.
Hey.
The NaTuRaL, you get it? That he didn't to safeguard the main. So 12 SCVs go down, and Zest is in absolute control with the 3rd base finished. Sure, his tech has been delayed because he's built, you know, a couple more Oracles than usual. He warped in Stalkers, he doesn't usually warp in, but they have done the damage, warrant the warp-ins. And NaTuRaL is still feeling the burn, and he himself is also late to tech. He doesn't have tanks, he doesn't have stim or combat shields. Very basic army.
Well, trying to get some tanks out. I just feel like NaTuRaL, as much as I want to hype him up here, he's making a lot of the normal moves the Terran player makes, nothing special, to get him out of a situation he's behind in. And not just like a little bit behind, but we're talking like 18 workers dead, the 3rd CC super duper late, still not an orbital. I guess super duper is a bit of an exaggeration, but the point is like it's still, you know, you didn't have that CC down fast, your production took priority and precedence, so you don't have that 3rd base going, you don't have those mules. And on top of that, he lost mules, right? Like 2 or 3 of them just completely gone / transferred around. Like, I'm actually gonna look at the income graph. I'm sure it's gonna hurt to look at for a moment. Ooh, yep.
I think NaTuRaL's just in the worst situation possible because he did not fully commit to a 2-base attack. There's not even, you know, a scare for Zest. If this was 2-base tank push, even though it's delayed, it, you know, doesn't have as much economy behind it because all the SCVs died, it still is something to try and counter pressure. Instead, it's really just a single medevac drop, which Zest should not be taking a lot of damage from, and then, you know, NaTuRaL waiting for his 3rd CC to ideally make up for all those lost SCVs SCVs, but it's going to take a long time. And
Well, that was for a pylon.
No.
Yeah, it hurts because, again, we just watched him on the bracket defeat Creator 2-1. That's kind of impressive for NaTuRaL. But it's also that we know he's a better player than what's been showcased here so far. Like, if I'm showing you guys NaTuRaL for the first time, you're probably rolling your eyes like, okay, classic Rifkin, he has no idea what he's talking about, trying to say this guy knows how to play. But, like, I can't even imagine Game 2 goes as badly for him. This was just something that got a little out of hand, scouting kind of sucked, and the Adepts compiled early on. What they can do against any player.
NaTuRaL is kind of missing that, you know, top 4 Terran trait, where even when they are in the face of terrible damage, they still have these really awesome micro tricks and drops that, you know, almost bring him back into the game. And he's not. When he does take early losses, it just kind of is him rolling over.
Okay, you know how they refer to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse with Terran and all that?
Yeah.
He's like the horse for the horsemen.
One day someone will remember me. I'm pretty sure they probably all have names, man. That mythology usually runs pretty deep.
Yeah, but this is just too many Adepts. The SCVs get trapped in because he doesn't want to let the Adepts through. So this, oh no, it's like acceptable losses. Oh, actually, wait, no, you can see what?
Transfer, but he didn't save him either.
Well, they're not dying, that was the thing, so I guess technically it's okay. This is like that dog in the room that's on fire. It's like, this is fine.
Yeah, nothing about this is okay. It's exactly what the dog says, I think, after saying it's fine. GG.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know there's more to that comic, right? Like, they just see the one frame. But Zest with a pretty outstanding game 1.
Oh, yeah. So it's seriously been looking very good. That was just a combination of Zest looking pretty good with a bit of a surprise, and NaTuRaL looking, well, a little worse. And just the two combined means that Zest looked so much better. Not too positive NaTuRaL's gonna get a game here. It's the
fat friend effect, right? Like, it's not that you don't look good on your own, but next to your fat friend, you look a little bit better, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I was gonna go with the literal, like, it's like you're sitting next to Zest, and it's like, NaTuRaL is probably a good-looking guy, but you stand next to Zest, and it's just...
Whew, it's Zest.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're the funny friend, default. But I learned how to work at NaTuRaL.
Well, next map is gonna be Ascension to Ire. Wait for Zest to join in on the lobby here.
Oh, I have to join the lobby too.
More people in chat asking who is NaTuRaL. Again, he's not a player a lot of you guys are going to recognize. He's not a home brand name player, but if you are a regular fan of the Olimoleague, you'll have seen him play many times before. We've seen NaTuRaL conquer players far better than him too. It's like one series, I'm not going to start suddenly doubting NaTuRaL's skill, but this first game went so very much in Zest's favor.
It truly did. I mean, it might be a totally respectable macro game that goes to minute 15, and NaTuRaL gets to showcase his micro and drop management, but I still think he loses that. I just think Zest is in a good place right now.
Sweet. Is he dead?
He's in a good place in life, you know. He did some yoga classes, he's been drinking his smoothies. That's it. Yeah, exactly. You say a better place if they're dead. You say a good place if they've got their life together again.
There's literally a TV show called The Good Place about the afterlife.
Okay, but that actually doesn't even mean much. I think they got it wrong.
No, they definitely didn't.
No one calls it The Good Place when you go to heaven.
Oh, okay, we got like 1,000 people tuning in. Did anyone here watch The Good Place start to finish? Fuck, that was such a dumb show until the season finale, and then became fucking phenomenal. And I've had nobody to talk to about this show with. Ugh. I need a friend, guys. But okay, let's hop into it, because things are, of course, spicing up a little bit here in the top left, but not entirely all in the top left. It is the Red Terran NaTuRaL. And, oh, it gets gutted already.
In the bottom right, as the big Protoss, it's Zest.
Alright, so for Zest, it's not the barracks. It's not the Reaper. It's what comes out of it, follow-up to this, right? Follow up with the proxy factory, follow up with the proxy starport. go full Joxy all in, and I think NaTuRaL can really punish Zest.
Yeah, I think you could. But having it already scouted usually means the Terran is too afraid to go truly all in 1-1-1.
You're right, and he's pulling back. He even pulled a second SCV to go forward, too. I think he was so convinced that probe would have been pulled and killed his own SCV. So I thought, like, okay, the second backup SCV is to guarantee the factory goes up. But the fact that he pulls them both back and goes for a command center, I'm not quite sure what to make of this. Zest, on the other hand, has made a Zealot, too. So this Reaper really has to do something with this, or it goes across the map and slaughters SCVs.
NaTuRaL never got a second gas, so I'm not sure if the timing was around the probe, because that probe was such an early scout, it could have been.
No. Oh, there you go.
Or this was his plan all along, was just the proxy Reaper into a regular follow-up command center, all that behind it.
You know, what's great about this, too, for Zest, it's 100 minerals and a Zealot that buys him so much time that would otherwise probably be 4 probes killed. So this is cost efficient, as silly as it is to just rally a Zealot down the middle of the map and do nothing with it.
Yeah. It looks a little bit silly, but it won't do very much more on the front line. Defensive line, I suppose. And Adept does shade across the map, it looks like, but right into the Reaper again.
Don't worry, those grenades deal 5 damage.
Yeah, okay.
5 whole damage!
You know, he built a reactor, he's still building his factory. Okay, it's just finished, but his Cyclone is still building. This Adept technically doesn't have anything to really deal with it. But luckily, you know, the wall is its greatest enemy, so it's not going to do too much.
So does that make Protoss undead?
The wall is its greatest enemy? Is the wall...
This is a hashtag Game of Thrones reference.
Oh, okay. And just they usually aren't called undead, even though they are.
You're right, they're White Walkers.
You know, I remember the walls that The Walking Dead tried to make, and how all of them failed and got demolished eventually. Just a recurring theme in The Walking Dead.
Did you ever see what was that dumb one called? World War Z.
Yes. Yeah, I was really sad at how that was made into a movie.
Well, there's that aspect of whatever, but the way the zombies got over the wall just by like going full on ant mode.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what that's do, right? Like fire ants especially. These are scary.
It's like my man, million ants. But okay, this Oracle actually kills the Widow Mine, as if that wasn't bad enough as is, and round 2's on the way. NaTuRaL really needed that Widow Mine to help keep this from getting too out of hand.
Let this be a lesson to all of you. If the Oracle is in range by the time the Widow Mine starts to burrow, the Oracle will actually kill it.
What are you gonna do? Outrun the Oracle with your Widow Mine? Like, you gotta try.
Pop it on the other side of the factory so the Marines can protect it.
Okay, sure.
Okay, yeah, there's that.
If you want to win ladder games, I guess.
No, I don't know. He probably wasn't even thinking of saving it. I mean, I'm sure NaTuRaL has lost enough games to proxy oracles where the Widow Mine doesn't burrow that he knows that. Just wasn't thinking that Zest would stick around that long. But Zest kind of got the most out of these oracles and still is getting the most out of them with that oracle still surviving. Going back in to see if it can do any damage. Not quite, but it's going to get ground support soon enough.
Right, and this ground support, by the way, is going to be Blink Stalkers, which I find really interesting. So I think right now Zest is expecting NaTuRaL to be putting down like bunkers right out the front, maybe a depot wall by the time he would arrive. And the Blink choice to just go past all that is brilliant. So it's just going to go straight to the main. It's got the high ground through the oracles, so it's not going to be a problem.
Some slow warp-ins means this isn't going to be as snowbally. So maybe like a Heart of the Swarm build would have been, right? It's scary, you know, there's just not a lot of army for NaTuRaL. And it's not anticipating this Blink Stalker attack at all. It's something that kind of seems like a Zest special to play with Stalkers after a Stargate opener, as opposed to just going directly into charge. She's been doing a lot of these playful little things, and they've been catching a lot of Terrans off guard.
I'm so terribly sad, by the way, that wait, what just killed 3 probes? Okay, so what am I dropped off? And got killed immediately? Sorry, I was looking at the stalkers up front, and I was like, wait a minute, probes died, okay. But the stalkers catch the medevacs. As you say, I'm terribly sad, though, because nobody apparently watched The Good Place.
No,
Damn it.
didn't even bother saying no.
I know, there's just no
Standing
replies.
off.
I'm like combing through chat like with a fine-tooth comb, like somebody must have surely. But, all right, Stalkers take no damage from that Widowmine hit. Great juke out of Zest, good micro, good control, and of course, even if he doesn't get a lot of SCV kills, he completely deterred NaTuRaL's attack by catching in the middle of the map like that.
Well, it was more like NaTuRaL caught Zest in the middle of the map, but he realized he didn't. He thought his trade would go better, I think, than Marines. It went quite poorly. He lost. I think it's so far like 18 Marines for 5 Stalkers, and Zest is planning on not losing another Stalker in this game. We got the control.
Yeah, 5 dead. We'll see if that ever goes up to 6. I like the charge follow-up to this quite a bit, actually, but of course, even though they are slow warpins, he still has frontline warpins coming in, so it gives him a lot of sustainability to stay on the front lines if he wants to. Oracles, we're going to try and sneak through to the main, but realizing now he can catch some of this army, brings those forward with those Stalkers, and of course, Revelation's going to pay huge dividends here on top of those Widow Mines. I miss the days when Stalkers would auto-attack into the range of the Widow Mines. Good times as the Terran.
Well, Zest is still controlling flow of this battle, but he's not winning with it quite yet. He's got third base.
Control.
Yeah, basically. It's got third base. It's got enough probes, and he is making transition.
This should,
no.
even if you just sent like the Oracles alone, but Stalkers come with it, snipes the SCV, full cancel on the command center. Oh, denying the Liberator production here is pretty big too, and the Stalkers have Blink almost off cooldown, so yeah, only one gets caught up here. Two die in total.
But does he have a... I mean, he doesn't have a second Starport, but 2 Liberators still in production tab.
Well, because it's queued, what'll happen is that second Liberator will start at like 40% or whatever when the reactor died, where it was at. See?
Yeah. It's something it's a little deceiving on the production tab.
I guess, but so are skins.
Nah.
Oh man, he knew about this medevac that slipped by, and there's just no way for NaTuRaL to make this work. Meanwhile, front line, the attack comes in, and these Zealots, they got charged now.
Yeah, he knows there's a couple of Widow Mines, so he's a little scared to push in there.
I'm just like, I feel like an Italian chef who just made an amazing meal. I'm like, mwah, kissing my finger and making the ring. Like, it's just, Zest is controlling himself so well this game.
And this is the Zest that we knew before his little... okay, well...
Not it. 1, 2, 3, not it.
Oh, it's the Chinese caster.
Wait, why is the Chinese caster called GSL TV?
I don't know.
That seems like such a shady, like, yeah, guys, I'm with GSL. Let me...
Yeah. I think... I don't... I want to say there actually is a Chinese league that started, like, it's also GSL.
Oh, yeah, you know, they have the gold... No, I don't remember what it was. No, I'm thinking of Kung Fu Cup. Excuse me, never mind.
But right, I mean, there's a couple of Chinese terms just simply we don't know, so that's what I'm kind of feeling like. So far, he has been legit, been confirmed, it's background checked. Holy moly, he just left the game anyway.
Well, as soon as they're good.
Game resumed.
Good guy Zest, giving his opponent a countdown to his own demise.
Yeah, right?
It's like, you're gonna die. I mean, unpause the game in 3, 2.
Yeah, it's exactly what that Korean said. You're right.
Actually, I got 3, 2, I won.
Good one. Well, Zest still has to take this very seriously. NaTuRaL is down 20 army supply, and that's a couple Widow Mines going the wrong way. That
He does have upgrades too. NaTuRaL's got, like, this for Zest was a pretty, I don't know, weirdly dedicated attack. I hesitate to call it all in because he's still got 4 bases and what have you behind it, but no real upgrades to power this army.
No. And usually these charge huts are backed up with at least 1 upgrade, if not +2 armor by now, so they are a little weaker than usual.
I'm really curious about the control here out of Zest too, because he's pulling the Zealots back. He's using them as a meat shield, right? They're dying for nothing. But if you would unleash the same ones that are dying, they'd at least get a little bit of damage in. But again, still push into the Liberators. Those Widow Mines going to hit some of the clumped up charge lots. But they do their job to soak the initial hits. It's just not going to be enough for the follow, though. And Zest is giving away a little bit too much. Nice force field, though. Good pickup, though, to NaTuRaL.
But that was, I mean, Zest was running up a ramp into Splash with a bio army that was just way far back there, you know? And that ended up being a blessing for NaTuRaL. Those Zealots didn't even do damage, really. They got their, like, literal charge in and then they died. And he needed that fodder to let the Stalkers get up there, to let the Archons get closer, and they never were allowed to. They were allowed to retreat, which is a blessing, as Zest, you know, he was in danger. You lose every single unit on the front lines, instant counterattack, maybe you really let them come back in this game. But at least he held on to this army, so it's still okay. Oh, he was stalled out on his 2-2, but the good news is Zest is also stalled out on his upgrades in general. NaTuRaL also goes for a double armory? Well, that's necessary.
Really wants the weapon and armor upgrades for the Liberators. Actually, in all seriousness, I could see some viability with the armor upgrades if he was worried about Phoenix, because those have been kind of a weird counter lately, but it's not what's being shown here. Armor upgrades aren't going to help too terribly versus Stalkers and Archons either, so yeah, I don't know why the double armory, to be honest.
I can imagine he forgot he made one, because it's only like 5 seconds to each other.
Yeah, we've seen weirder mistakes out of placement, like double Hydralisk Dents and stuff, though, so like,
See if he uses it.
Yo, so someone in the chat's got a real question, for real deal question, but their name's in white, so I can't fucking read it. However, it says, how do these guys pause it on pause so fast, okay?
Logic.
I'm on top of this because I didn't know about this for years of playing StarCraft until Zombie dropped this knowledge bomb on me. But on your keyboard, the pause break button, you can actually use to pause the game. For me, I had always hit F10 and then click, not even hotkey, but click the pause button. And a while ago, I was complaining to Zombie on stream, like, man, you ever like accidentally leave the game when you mean to pause? And she's like, no, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't really remember this, but I believe it.
Yeah, this is a dumb enough thing for Rifkin to have done. I believe this to be true, yeah.
Well, like, I also...
Storm. Oh, both those storms are not too bad. The splits from NaTuRaL match it pretty well. Well, we got Warpins coming directly, and a lot of this bio's almost dead. Those Zealots aren't charging into the bio. They charge into the SCVs.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter, though. NaTuRaL is just dipping down in that supply, and Immortal's chunking away. GG.
Yeah. Zest with the 2-0 does take the series. But that for me was like not that convincing for a brief moment there, and it looked like maybe NaTuRaL with his upgrades, with that ramp attack, like had some real deal chance to kill Zest.
It did. I mean, he was upgradeless. He was on basic units. Immortals and Archons hadn't quite joined the fray. It was a scary point in time, but he broke through it. Now onto the semifinals. Okay,
guys, here's the deal. If when we come back from break, we don't have a game to join and we don't have a game to cast, I'm going to show off the new Catalina intro. I don't want to oversell it though, because like a lot of people are expecting big things, and really it's just like an updated version of the old intro, if anything. But we'll show that off when we get back and we don't have a game to cast. But the entire round of 8 is currently playing out, so hopefully we'll see a game 3. If not, then a brand new series. Either way, at least 2 semifinals, and the grand finals remain. See you guys in a few minutes.